Right then, everybody, let's talk Amad Diallo, and it's a big season for him. I've seen a lot of videos on him, and I thought I want to give you my opinion on the Amad Diallo situation. A player with ultimately a lot of potential and a lot of ability to go on to be a top-class right winger. Now, for me, he should be starting in that right wing for Manchester United. You look at what last season really taught us is that Amad is a threat, and he showed it through to pre-season. He showed it now in the first few games of the Premier League. Like, he is a constant threat. I think that Liverpool performance was brilliant from him. He came on, took control of the game, and ultimately was a very good player to watch. The quality of his performances was outshone by probably some of the other poor performances in that game. And you look at Amad Diallo, who's 22. For me, he's just behind Garnacho, who should be starting for Manchester United in the winger situation. I think Amad's a player certainly for the future. He is still relatively young, but has got a lot to give. And as I said, he's a different player and has a different profile to what Manchester United have recently been looking at and what Manchester United recently have been known for. He's a dynamic, fast, quick winger who hasn't really had an opportunity yet. Yes, he's had a few consistent games, but Erik ten Hag took him out in the big game against Liverpool when it really mattered. And for me, he could have, and you can see in the glimpses when he came on, made a big threat compared to what Garnacho offered. Now, it's a good problem to have. You just start on the wing, but I think Amad has earned his spot coming through the Manchester United academy, scoring the wonder goal against AC Milan. Like, he has taken the chances relatively well, and was a big gamble for Manchester United to spend £37 million to bring an 18-year-old to the club. I remember we couldn't get Jadon Sancho. We spent about £50 million on getting Amad Diallo or Amad Traore at the time, and Facundo Pellistri to the football club. Now, Pellistri was a deal that didn't really work out, but Amad Diallo did certainly, well, for me, has worked out. He's had obviously 2 loan deals, one at Rangers, one at Sunderland. The Sunderland one massively helping his progression and development. And ultimately, for me, he must be starting on this right wing for Manchester United. Listen, I think Rashford, Garnacho, whoever starts on the left, that's stood up for contention. For me, it should be Garnacho, but I understand what Rashford can offer. But on the right hand side, for me, it has to be it has to be Amad Diallo. You look at his threat, he's a left-footed right winger, something that United haven't really had at the club in a few years. Yes, we've got Antony, but he's not really good enough. The way that he weaves, can play nice, intricate 1-2s. He scored a few big goals for us. And ultimately, Amad Diallo is a player that United haven't really, for me, gotten the full potential out yet. I think you can really see he wants to stay at this club. He said for all his life, he obviously loves the club a lot. And ultimately, for me, he does have that quality, what it takes to be a Manchester United player. And you look at a few of the many reasons why Manchester United must start the wing. I mean, he's better for me than Antony. He's a direct threat. He's good on the ball, defensively, really sound. But listen, he's going to make mistakes. He's 22 years of age. But look at a pre-season being the time your players should be taking the chance. And Amad Diallo was only the really one for me who took his chance, as well as kind of Harry Amass. But in terms of this first team, Amad Diallo did really take a chance. And in the last couple of pre-seasons, it's been sort of players really taking the chances. Remember, a couple of seasons ago, it was Garnacho. Last season was obviously Kobbie Mainoo. This season, for me, was Amad. Pre-season is a perfect opportunity for players to take their mark and stand their kind of authority. And that's something that, for me, Amad Diallo did. He gave Erik ten Hag a good dilemma. And you can see it. He started that Community Shield game and was brilliant. He started the game. I'm sure he started against Fulham. He was okay. Listen, he came on against Brighton, scored a goal. Liverpool was a threat. There's no reason why he shouldn't be starting, not only against Southampton, but should be someone who's getting constant run of minutes. For United, he is a really good threat from the wing. He can put crosses in, he can get on the ball. As I said, score goals, travel with the ball, be smart when he needs to be. And he can play in a variety of positions, not just the right hand side. He's played in the 10, I think, for Atalanta. Left wing he's played as well. Played a few games as false 9. Like, he's a very versatile player. And for me, you look at what we have on that wings. You've got Garnacho, Rashford and Amad. They really are 3 main wingers. You look at Antony, a player who's, for me, I've done my video on him. He's just not good enough. And Newcastle reportedly want to make a bid for him. That would really help Amad's potential for him to go on and do something big. So for me, Manchester United must. And Eric Ten Hag, listen, he's going to get a lot of criticism. He's lost 2 of his first 3 league games. If he wants to continue and wants to stay at United, he's got to make these big decisions. Either drop Rashford or Garnacho and stick Ahmad on that right hand side. These are some of the decisions. If he sticks with the old decision, like constantly starting certain players that don't deserve to start, he will ultimately get himself sacked. So for me, Ahmad should start. And what a rise it's been from him, all the way from the academy now to United first team, 2 successful loans. He's worked very, very hard to get to the position that he has. And for me, just deserves a chance to start. I think this is the time now. He showed that he can play. He showed he can take in the pressure. And listen, if he doesn't, we've got other options. And if it does work, well, it benefits the whole football club. So, listen, this has been my thoughts on Ahmad. For me, he should be starting regular games for Manchester United. I think he's a very, very good player, one for the future. You look at his strengths, fantastic. They definitely outweigh his weaknesses. I think he can become one of the best kind of sort of players at United. You look at, not many players have taken the season by surprise and hasn't really hit off. Ahmad has, to a point where for me he's a constant threat. We've seen it last season in the game. He scored a goal against Newcastle. I remember he started against Arsenal. Like, he's a player, Eric Ten Hag. He's going to try and win over Ten Hag, and for me he shouldn't be able to do that. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you want to see Amad Diallo start? Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for watching. Peace.